Hey, my name is Ivy. I'm the witchy person of magic, where we honor our magic. And today, unironically, we're going to be talking about what makes magic work. Hello. We're going to be diving into very simple concepts that are also very complex in their own simple, complex way. We're going to be talking about energy, intent, and will, which all of those things may seem the same, but in the way I'm going to be explaining it, there are three separate concepts that they come together for us to be able to work magic to create an outcome, all right, through manipulation of energy. So, with the basics of magic being our intent, our will, and our energy, it should be known that we work magic all day, every day, whether we are conscious of it or not, because we are driven by our pleasures and by our desires. We are constantly breathing life into those things and putting forth our energy, our life force into outcomes and desires that we want to make happen, okay, whether you're aware of it or not. But without further ado, I'm going to get started. And I'm also going to speak on tools and how ways of working magic and magical tools fit into the practice, all right? So without further ado, so before you guys carry on with this video, when it comes to will and intention, it's kind of one of those, which comes first, the hen or the egg, you know? It's a bit weird, but bear with me as I go through this. I probably at some point mix up intention and will, or have them meaning like literally the same thing. Your will is your desires, and your intention is also kind of like your desire, but your will is also more so the force that you put behind your intention, okay? So in case you were confused, or you would have been confused, keep this in mind. Your will gives it the extra push. Your intention is like, hey, this is what I want. And your will is like, okay, I want it, like I'm gonna get it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So first thing first, I want to talk about our will. Our will is the driving force behind our intention. Our will is our desire, our wish. You know, this is what gives form to our intention, but they work hand in hand. They're two parts of a gun, you know, the intention being the gun and the will being the trigger that we pull to make that intention happen. I saw that comparison on shamansomething.org, and it stuck. It made sense. It stuck. Our will is basically like our willingness to make a certain outcome happen. So yeah, I think I already said that. Let's move on to intent. And our intention is the plan. Our intention is the aim, the purpose of what we're doing. It gives our desire a little more depth, okay? It's like, you want this, but why do you want it? Why do you want it to happen? And that's very important when you're directing your energy towards something, because once it has that purpose, it puts more power behind your energy when you are enforcing your energy upon another energy to make change happen, basically. It's weird science. It's a weird science, okay? Bear with me. Bear with me, all right? Then the last part is our energy. Okay, now I don't know if I mentioned before, but everything has an energy. Everything is an energy, okay? And when we're working magic, not necessarily speaking on what magic is a force. It's really weird to describe. I'm not even going to try to describe it. But when it comes to working magic, this is the manipulation of an energy to align with our intent and our will. So if magic works by energy, and working magic is the manipulation of energy, in order to manipulate the existing energy, we had to enforce our own signature, like spray painting it over it, basically, to overpower the existing forces. Right? I think that makes sense. So in order to actually do that, we need our will, our desires, our power to change things, and then our intention, our reasoning behind wanting to change these things. And with that, it fires something within us. to enforce that energy onto what's already existing to make it change. All right, cool. So I have an example. For example, your will could be, I want to write a sigil. I'm going to create a sigil, right? Intention will come in and say, like, okay, why? You know, what is the purpose of this sigil? So off the top of my head, an intention could be to charm your, I'm going to draw the sigil to charm this jar, to charge the contents to bring me happiness, joy, bliss, hydration, abundance, whatever the case is, right? So your will be the actual desire and wanting to draw the sigil. Your intent would be why you want to do it. In the way that I'm explaining it, the energy would be conjuring up the sensation of bliss, joy, abundance. Like, you can feel it within you. You know what it looks like, you know what it feels like, you've experienced it before. And if you don't, you can imagine, right? So you build that feeling up within you. And personally, I like to maintain that feeling throughout the entire creation of the symbol. But some people just create the symbol and then use that energy, that feeling that they have within them. But I feel like you should embody the energy if you're going to enforce it onto something else, right? To make it more powerful, to make it more potent. You charge yourself and then you focus all that feeling that you have onto the intent, the symbol, the sigil, right? Like, this is what I want it to do for me, so this is what I'm going to give it in order for it to return it to me 1,000-fold, you know? So basically, as I feel the happiness, the bliss, the sensations of it all, I'm going to focus. As I'm feeling these things, I'm going to focus on my will and my intent. I'm going to focus on, I'm going to make it real. I am making it real as I create it. As I'm creating the idea of this thing, I'm giving it life. I'm feeling life into it. Some people breathe life into it. Some people burn life into it. Like, whatever you feel the need to do with your intent. I'm talking about sigils, but you can do, this is the basics. Like, you can do it in any way, shape, or form, as long as you have your will and intent and an energy to put behind it, a force to put behind it, basically. Now, talking about magical tools and different things people do to concentrate that energy, to focus it. So tools, they take your energy and direct it. So if you have a wand, that is a perfect example of a tool being used to direct energy. Your pendulums are tools used to direct energy. Your tarot cards, your anything that you use, my stones, direct energy. So that's the basics of why they're there. Different tools could be literally some people are going to find this crazy of what I consider it to be a tool. Tools are physical objects, but they're also not physical objects as well. Tools can be your spells, rituals, divination. Divination in itself is a tool, but then also the tools that you use for divining, you can use your body. Your body is a tool. Your bodily fluids can be used as tools for catalysts within your magic. Candles, building altars are also forms of directing energy. And gardening, collecting items from outside, anything that you do to direct your energy towards a specific intent, basically a tool. I feel like I'm speaking nonsense. I really do, but it makes sense to me. So that's why I'm sharing it with y'all, because I feel like y'all can use it. The final aspect of working magic, which is probably by far the hardest thing to do, is so simple yet it's so difficult, and it is detaching. Detaching yourself from the outcome of how your magic will manifest. Like, I can say that, like, alright, so say I want to make a protection spell, right? Protection spell against all things that want to provide harm to me. So one way that people think protection spells may manifest is like a person coming up to you with like a knife and then like turning around and stabbing themselves instead, right? Like, that would be like a weird way of magic manifesting, but really a really simple way that it manifests is that harm just never making its way to you at all. You know, that's damn right protection. Like, there you go, it worked. But if you have a specific way of believing how it'll manifest, it probably will struggle to manifest. Not just protection, but any intention. So if you have a certain way that you want your happiness or bliss to look like, it likely won't manifest at all, or you won't be able to see it happening right in front of you. Like, it'll happen, but it won't happen the way that you think it will, especially if you have a certain way of how you want it to look. So you have to be careful about that, detaching from an outcome. But also, you kind of want to detach from the intent, period. Give it room so that it can take shape and form in its own way. Take shape and form in its own, like, you know, style. Magic works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. We do, don't we? I share this with you because it is the simplest way to look at magic. It's the simplest way to work magic, and it literally works. And you know it works because we've done more complex ways of working magic. We've seen it. We've seen the large scale rituals and the, you know, we've done the spells and we've worked the magic, but a lot of people don't understand the mechanisms behind it. And here we are. I've given it to you. Class dismissed. In a future video, I'm going to be talking about making magical tools and what makes magical tools magical. And sneak peek, it's been in this video this entire time. But next video, I'm definitely going to be focused more on the tool aspect of it all. So if you don't know already, I'm an eclectic witch in my practice, and it helps a lot to break things down to the simplest form. Girl, what are you doing? Did y'all see that? What are you doing? You want me to open the window for you? We are forever in service to our familiars, like forever. It's never the other way around. All right, Lou. There you go. Window's open. So for those of you who don't know, I am a tarot reader. I give tarot lessons and classes, especially focused on using our intuition and our personal experiences to learn tarot and to read tarot. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely check out my website and go under Pluto Rising Academy, because that is what it's called. It's a divination academy of sorts. And right now I'm currently focused on reading tarot. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely check me out. I am also giving tarot readings, and you can check out my website for information on those as well. You can definitely join me on Instagram and on Facebook. I am there. If you enjoy me, if you enjoy my content, then definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. There's plenty more where this is coming from, plenty more where it has come from, you know. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Feel free to share this video with someone if you feel that they will also benefit from it. You know how the whole thing goes. You know, word of mouth is the best thing, period. So yeah, I already appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this video, and bless you, bless your heart. I hope you eat something delicious. All right.